a little bit too low? Oh no, there you go. Yeah, perfect.
Welcome everybody to episode 10 of the Lunchtime Banter podcast. I am your host Jora, alongside with my co-hosts Preeti, Gajot, and Kevin. Today is a very special episode for us. It's episode number 10, and we have a special guest for you, Mr. Kultar Black Mamba Gill.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Thanks for being with us, man. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
So a lot of everybody locally knows who you are. You're a legend in the community.
In Japan too.
A legend in Japan as well.
Well, legend in my house too.
So why don't you tell us how you started in MMA, or how you started into combat sports? What was your background?
No, I had no background, but I always wanted to be a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
So I became one. Right. So so when I was younger, like grade 6, grade 5, I saw these fights on TV. They were kickboxing fights, but I thought they were karate. I had no idea what they were.
Yeah.
So I found this kickball. It was called Alistair Muay Thai Club in the phone directory. So I went down there, started kung fu, right, which I thought was a real deal, kill people and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had an instructor named Henry. He fought in the French War or something. He was saying. I think he would lie to me, right? But he told me how to kill people. So I'm like, all right, this is awesome. I'm a ninja now. So I went to school. I punched the guy, tried to kill him. It didn't work.
You went straight for death.
Yeah, straight for death. Yeah, he told me how to hit him right underneath the heart. He goes, they gave me a ring. I was a French legionnaire. He told me.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a legionnaire was. There was no Google that time, so I didn't know. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Believing all of it.
But I believed it. So I didn't have a ring. So my buddy wanted to fight me. Like, I'll fight you. So I'm like, hi-ya! That guy fucking punched you in the face. I'm like, that didn't work. He's still alive. So I'm like, I don't want to fight you. I'm done. So after those 2-3 months, I realized Henry was a liar. So next, it was Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday was Muay Thai at the Alistair Muay Thai Club.
Yeah.
So a guy named from Thailand, his name was Ajahn Songlith Sing Tong, Thailand champion. So then he started showing me how to fight. And I'm like, oh, dude, this is real. Right? You were kicking bags, kicking walls, kicking everything I could, right?
Yeah.
It was basic. It was 2-3 punches, couple of kicks, and that was it. So then I went back I learned that for a month. Went back to the Kung Fu class. I beat the shit out of all the guys. And like, what's up? I left. Beep.
That was it.
That was it. And then I wrestled in high school, won the BCs at grade 9, which is good. But at the beginning age, I always wanted to fight. Right, I enjoy fighting.
Yeah.
Loved fighting. When I came back from India in grade 1, I should pick up books. Everybody picked up like novels and stuff. I picked up exercise books. So I learned how to stretch. I didn't learn that. I just followed the pictures around.
Yeah.
And then we had a big backyard. So I just stretch. Whatever the book told me, I just run in circles for hours.
Oh, wow.
Training and doing whatever, and doing karate moves and breaking logs.
So fitness has always been a big part of your life then?
Yeah. I'm built for war. I'm born in a different century. I always wish I was born in the 16th century. I would have been a legend. I love and enjoy fighting. I love it. I enjoy it. In the ring, of course. I love teaching it. I love training fighters. I love training myself. That's why you have the gym. I could teach it. I could fight it. I could promote it. I could do everything about fighting. I
Nice.
just enjoy fighting.
So then once you got into kickboxing, you competed as well?
Yeah, I fought. My first fight was in grade 7. I fought after 3 months of training. I fought a ninja, and I was scared of him. Petrified. He was 16 years old. It was the movie came out called Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Bloodsport.
Everybody knows that
Awesome.
one. Yeah.
One of the best movies.
One of the best movies ever.
Jean-Claude Van
Yeah,
Damme?
Jean-Claude, right?
Yeah.
And then
And they're going to remake it without him, which is like
Oh really?
terrible.
no,
But
no brick don't hit back.
Yeah.
But so I was watching this, and then there was a guy named Frank Dukes, and he was the main guy. Jean-Claude Van Damme played him, and so he was in jiu-jitsu, and this Master Carnes was Frank Duke's student. So, and I was petrified of this man because he's a ninja.
Yeah.
And Henry told me he could kill people. I'm like, damn it, a ninja could kill people. And I've been reading these books. Only a ninja can kill a ninja. And I wasn't a ninja. I'm like, this is gonna kill me. So I went in there. I knocked the guy out in the first round.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, dude, this motherfucking no ninja.
How'd you
Right?
knock him out?
I don't remember. I just went
yeah,
ballistic. Grade 7.
Grade 7,
Yeah, it was grade 7.
That's like what, 13, 14 years old?
No, that's grade 9. Grade 7.
Grade 7 is
Oh,
like
yeah.
12.
Yeah,
12 to
Yeah.
11. Yeah, there was no commissions, nothing, no age limit.
Yeah.
And then I got confidence, and then I stopped believing in Ninja Turtles. And then I realized that all this is garbage, black belt karate, black belt taekwondo, all garbage. So then fighting everybody, 30-year-old men. And then I fought, the guy that fought the first fight was named Seth Daly. So his other brother came and challenged me. He was 18. 6 months later, I'm like, I'll fight you too. And he was grade 7, he's grade 12. I'll beat that shit out of him. I'll beat that shit out of him. There's a movie, it was on TV too, and Rogers and Shaw still have it.
And these fights were all local?
All local,
Yeah.
all local. So then I just loved fighting. As it kind of got better and better. By the time I was 15, I beat everybody in Canada that I could beat.
Yeah.
I was top. And then 16, I had nobody to beat up, so I just went pro.
Nice.
Right? I went pro. I went to Las Vegas to fight, but my first pro fight, but luckily that fight got canceled because my first pro fight was against Danny Steele.
Yeah.
Danny Steele was basically he was the Mayweather of MMA of kickboxing
At that time.
Yeah, and I was like 16-year-old kid, I didn't know. I'm like,
And
I'll
were
fight
these
you.
Muay Thai rules? Or,
Muay Thai rules,
yeah.
right? And these guys are 30-year-old men. I'm grade 9, grade 10.
Yeah.
But I'd fight anybody. I don't care. I have no fear about
Yeah.
fighting. So I'm like, I'll fight you, whatever. I didn't know what Vegas was, right? And it was crazy. I mean, it was nuts. I don't know. Never seen so many naked people in my life. Besides myself at that time. I'm like, whoa, everybody has these parts.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, but luckily Danny Steele would have beaten the shit out of me. But I looked strong, and I was strong. I looked way packed out. So Danny looked at me. He said, I don't want to fight him because he just fought in France. Because he took that fight because I had 0 pro fights. So I was knock this guy out. But he looked at me. He's like, oh, I'm not fighting this guy because he didn't want to take the loss because he had a black eye, right? But he didn't know I was 16, right? So I'm like, oh, thank God. I got killed. But then I went to New Zealand for my first world champion I was co-main event with Ray Seffel. Ray Seffel was
wow.
K1 champion.
Yeah, Raysaf was a legend.
Legend, wicked guy. Yeah, I was co-main event for Jojo Ankajaz. Ray Seffel has their own World Series of fighting. So a lot of UFC, all these guys friends, and that was it. And then and I kept on climbing. Then I was number 6 in the world, but I was 19. Right? Yeah, I just destroyed everybody. The training wasn't much here. It just on pure talent. Because there was one gym in Abbotsford, Abbotsford Kickboxing Muay Thai Club. There was one in Surrey, World Kickboxing, and I think 1 or 2 in Pro Columbus. That was it. There was no talent.
So there wasn't a whole lot of competition locally.
No any competition, just talent and learning. There was no YouTube, nothing. We just whatever somebody taught. So what we did, our coach would tell us to go run. How long? He goes, run 10 kilometers. But these days that makes no sense because I was only fighting up to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So you should not be running that long. And kicking the bag, how much should I kick the bag? He'd be 1,000 kicks, so kick the bag 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Right? I'd run 10 kilometers for 3 times a week. It made no sense. Right?
Yeah, there was no science to the sport back then.
The coaches weren't smart, but I just had a raw talent
Yeah.
and mental toughness just to get through things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just went at you. I didn't stop. I never took a step back. Right? I came to kill, and I killed you.
And then after kickboxing, how did you make the transition to MMA?
After kickboxing, I was working at a Future Shop as a part-time job with my friend Mark Herford. And Mark's like, hey, I'm going to show you these fights. So I'm like, what kind of fights? Ultimate Fighter, I didn't know what they were. So I went and watched, I think the first one, as Ultimate Fighter, UFC 3, I think it was. I saw these guys just smash the shit out of each other, bare knuckle. I'm like, I want to fight bare knuckle. Right? I'd be like, you're nuts. I'm like, no, I want to fight right now.
Yeah.
Right? So me and my buddy just went at it, just joking around. So we fought bare knuckle at the house.
Wow.
Yeah, but we didn't beat the shit out of each other, but it
Yeah.
was like, whatever. I'm like, yes, this one. But he beat the crap out of me because he's like bigger than me and he knew some moves.
Yeah.
So, but there was no jiu-jitsu places here in Canada or British Columbia. Plus, I had no car because I only had a bike. So I should bike about 14, 15 kilometers a day to the gym, then bike back, or I would run to the gym and run. There was nothing there. So eventually, after 2021, gyms started opening up here. There was Mr. Gibson's gym, Gibson MMA, and I think there was one more. So by that time, I had some money, had a car, so I started training
Nice.
with Gibson. And then I just started beating the shit out of everybody in Canada in MMA.
Nice.
Right? And there wasn't much talent. I didn't know much, right? I didn't know jiu-jitsu, but just talented. And then after beating everybody up, and then K1 came knocking. All right, and then when I'm like whatever, and I was fighting for fun, right? I'm not a Facebook fighter.
Yeah.
I don't really care what people think. I'll fight you, win or lose. I'll fight you.
Yeah.
Right? I don't need the pictures. I don't need nothing. I want to kill you.
Yeah.
I don't know. 24 hours a day. I think I murder about 10 people a day in my head. I do.
Don't we all?
But I will physically do it too. I want to. The laws are restraining me.
Yeah.
That's why it's a 16th century.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd be a king. I'll kill you too.
That warrior mentality.
All right. Yeah. So then, so I was drinking because I love beer, and then my manager, he's like, Mamba. I know it was a Mamba that time. I was chopsticks that time. Right. Yeah.
I remember that actually. I remember in high school the chopsticks share Gill.
Chopsticks. Yeah. Chopsticks. Yeah. Because chopsticks was because I was 120 pounds, 130 pounds, 6 foot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then, but skinny. Right. But I started knocking everybody out, so then they call me Diamond Chopsticks. But then, so then, there was 294 people going to tryouts in Las Vegas. So he's like, I'll pay for you. I'm like, I don't want to go. I didn't know what K1 was, right? Because I didn't really follow or nothing. I just fought. So I went down there, like Donald Cerrone there, these guys there. So there's 294 people. I sparred all of them. I sparred 9 to 10 guys. Right, sparred Czech, sparred Darnold, a lot of guys. I didn't even know I sparred Darnold until Darnold told my friend, Cowboy told my friend Navi Berdesha, because Navi Berdesha was doing IVs for him, the first UFC that came here. And he was wearing a Mamba shirt. He goes, you know Mamba? He goes, yeah. He goes, I fought him. He goes, I didn't know. Like, whatever. another victim.
That's
right?
crazy.
Yeah. So I fought these guys. Then the K1's like, we love you. I'm like, I know, I love you too. Right? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, fucking sleep with you? Like, what like, what do you want?
What are you looking
I want
for?
to start a long relationship.
Yeah, whatever. Like, dude, I'm already married, right? And so I'm like, okay, like, want to fight? I'm like, yeah. When do you want to fight? I'm like, now. He said, no, can you fight October 20th? This was August. I'm like, yeah, I'll fight. He goes, well, wait. I'm like, doesn't matter. I'll fight heavyweight or lightweight. He goes, right? He goes, how much you fight at? I'm like, 155. He goes, can you fight 154? Can you fight kickboxing? I'm like, sure, I'll fight kickboxing. I don't care. So I just kept on fighting. And then, like, Kultar Gill is a good name, but it doesn't ring. I'm like, whatever, call me whatever you want. I don't care. So they named me Black Mamba.
Oh, so that came from K1.
K1.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So they just came up with themselves, like the promotion.
Yeah, promotion. Yeah.
Oh,
You can't name yourself.
Yeah.
Is it? Right?
Exactly.
I want to call myself Gurjote.
No, like usually, like, you know, in your club, like they'll have a name for you, your teammates or something like that. Like this one, like the promotion came up with it for you.
The promotion came up with the name Black Mamba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they came out with Black Mamba, and then I would fight anybody. But after, the problem, the issues I have with fighting opponents, because I like fighting. And I'm just not going to submit you. I'm going to try to destroy your orbital bones.
Yeah.
Right? And each guys that beaten me has always gone to the hospital afterwards. And the guys that I beat, they went to the hospital too. Right? So there's no win-win situation when I fight you.
It's I remember you fought Joachim Hansen for the semifinal or that was semifinal for the Heroes belt, I think it was
Dream
tournament, and you beat the fuck out of him in the first I think up to the second round.
Yeah.
He ended up submitting you, but afterwards he's like, I've never been kicked so hard in my life.
Yeah.
I think your fight with Cal Uno was kind of the same thing. He shot in, you kneed him right in the face, and he was fucked the whole fight. I think did he end up winning at the end?
Yeah, he won. Yeah,
because then that guy was so done at the end.
because I didn't know jiu-jitsu. My jiu-jitsu wasn't good. I didn't understand jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I could wrestle like BC level, and I could fight international kickboxing, but I didn't understand jiu-jitsu because there was nothing here.
Yeah, there's nothing.
They didn't know nothing. You know, armbar, you didn't know nothing, right?
Exactly. You have no
so you understand it, but functionally training it and being to hit it off without thinking.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's from your memory.
Yeah.
That I didn't have.
I think that was crazy because I felt it actually once. Me and you were wrestling that one time in the club.
Yeah.
And luckily I was wearing headgear, but his reaction time, I shot in and he kneed me in the head. And I was like, holy shit. If I didn't have headgear on, I'd be 100% knocked out.
Oh, yeah, you would.
I was like, your reaction time for throwing the knee, and that's exactly what you did to Cal Uno that time. I was like, holy fuck.
It's like reflex for you. It's like instant reflex.
Yeah, so just wanted to have it, but now my jiu-jitsu is a high level now because I'm training BB. These guys have more gyms here.
Yeah.
So now it's even I saw my last two, 3 fights, I fought SFL and stuff. And so my jiu-jitsu, even our first SFL fight, I fought a guy with like 6-7 degree jiu-jitsu black belt, right? Just murdered him.
You're a black belt now as well,
I'm a
right?
black belt too, yeah.
Under
Bibiano Fernandez.
Nice.
Yeah, who's under Carlson Gracie.
And he's a champ.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's the
World
1F.
Series.
Bibiano is K1 Dream Champion.
Yeah.
He is at 1FC.
1FC
champion 6 times.
That's
9 times, yeah.
Ben Askren came from there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Ben Askren came from there. Mighty Mouse is there now.
Oh, yeah, he's there.
Eddie Alvarez is
He's
there
gone
now.
there now, yeah.
All the guys are signing a lot. It's a $1 billion company.
Rich Franklin's actually the Dana White there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Rich Franklin went over there, and same with Misha Tate. She's they're like running the organization over there.
Oh, okay, they're not fighting or anything.
No,
right?
no,
Okay.
they're part of the organization.
See, with One FC is a great organization. So is UFC, but UFC is more of a American marketing machine, right?
Yeah.
So if you make the money, they'll love you. If you don't make the money, they don't care about you.
Oh yeah.
But the European and Japanese promotions, they're more about the fighter. So you can lose, you can do anything. They don't care. They just want to warrior heart. So you see how sorry. So I'll give you an example of Kevin Randleman.
Yeah.
Beautiful, huge,
Amazing.
The guy's
amazing
a giant.
athlete.
Guys.
Loved him.
Yeah.
So athletic.
Yeah, UFC champion, everything.
Yeah.
But he just UFC didn't like him as much, so they got rid of him. But Japan, I think he went like 2 and 8 losses, but they kept on calling him back because he's a warrior. He came to fight with a samurai spirit.
And he was so exciting to fight.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So that's what the kid. You could be in Japan. You could be not the best fighter, but you have the samurai Bushido code spirit.
Yeah.
They let you fight because you did or die. So as you see a lot of Japanese fighters, you could be even after you beat them up, they'll keep coming and coming because they're ready to die, like kamikaze style.
Yeah.
But like
Look at Sakuraba.
yeah,
He'll
look at
fight
Sakuraba.
anything.
Sakuraba is not. They Wanderlei, they don't care.
They don't care.
But you'll see some guys that are quitters, and the K1 never brought them back, right? But UFC will take them. So that's the difference between organizations. One FC is the same way, right? Exciting, right? But you're not a quitter. They'll keep you on forever. Yeah. So One FC is more about the fighter. So is Bellator, right? They're more about the fighter. UFC is more of a machine, right? Yeah. Marketing machine. They'll destroy you in court. They'll throw money in lawyers if you go against them, right? So that's more money. There'll always be more money for them. One FC, they'll let you go out of contracts. They'll help you out a little bit, right? So they're more for that. I like One FC.
More flexible.
Yeah. They're more for the athlete.
Yeah.
Right. It's good. They're humble. They come from humble beginnings. UFC is just the money.
Yeah.
It's money. Which is, see, I had UFC contracts. I had Ultimate Fighter twice. They offered me twice, just no trying out. But it was like whatever, $2,000-$3,000 a month. I'm not taking that, right? Yeah. And then they offered me like several fights. They offered me to fight Diego Sanchez. They offered me to fight Hermes Franca. They offered another guy I forgot now off my head, but they was only paying me $5,000. Right?
Oh, yeah.
What is $5,000? Nothing. It's garbage.
Especially for the amount of punishment you're going to put your body through.
Punishment, the
training.
Training,
but when the other guys are but no, see, you would do it if you know they didn't have money to help people out.
Yeah.
But they're making $1 billion off you. So K1 was paying like quadruple the money, right? So and K1 cared about you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So then so say way K1, but then K1 folded, right? Now UFC's the king, but K1 was the king. K1 and Pride, right? Yeah. So I fought for the Pride bosses in Hawaii, right? For them, so they wanted to sign me for Pride, but Pride when they were about to sign me, they went under.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I fought for that. I fought in front of them in Hawaii for Super Brawl, which became the Elite XC, which Nick Diaz held my title afterwards for Super Brawl title. It was Pride, Super Brawl, and Elite XC title, all three together at one.
Oh, wow.
So I won that in Hawaii, fighting who to fight. I don't know. I forgot. Some guy. Some guy.
So how many fights would you say you've had?
Over 100 ring fights, over 1,000 street fights.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. We were like looking up on his Wikipedia page, and they had like a certain number of fights and a certain record, and you're like, oh, that's all wrong.
Yeah, the Wikipedia shows 20 pro fights.
Yeah. The Wikipedia. Remember, I used to fight before internet was mainstream.
Yeah.
So all these good Vegas fights, fights in like China, fights Australia, fights in New Zealand, the local fights. I had like 30, 40 here local fights, right? Then Dawson Creek, Montreal, Saskatchewan. New York, all these places. Yeah, but it's okay. It doesn't matter.
Where would you say was the best place you ever fought where you were like, wow, this is surreal?
Nothing's surreal because I don't give a fuck. But I am a partier. I enjoy partying. I partied with Carmen Electra in Guam, which is very lovely. She came down. We fought. I fought there. I won. She came about 19 of her friends. They were making a movie. It was a lovely party. But we can't talk about it.
Lovely.
I love the choice of words. It was a lovely party. That's fantastic.
That was good. We did a reality show for Bodog in St. Petersburg. So that was interesting.
In Russia.
In Russia, St.
Yeah.
Petersburg. I lived there for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It was good. Cain Vasquez fought. I fought. Fedor's brother. Did he fight? I remember looking at him. He looked at me with dirty, crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
He has like a dead face, like it just. That's the word
I think he killed me in his head too. Yeah. I wanted to kill him in my head, but I got scared. I'm like, I'm in his own country. Yeah. This is mafia land.
Those guys are warriors.
Russians are awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. They're good. They're ready to throw down. They're loyal.
Yeah.
They're good family people. I like them.
Yeah.
I had a great time in Russia. But like, yeah, it was good. Like, a bunch of UFC guys fought that day. But Bodog was coming up. Bodog had a lot of money. They gave us a big contract. I forgot who else fought. But a lot of UFC guys are UFC now. They fought that night too, so I fought there too. It was good.
Yeah, Bodog started to come up quite a bit, and then I think they ran into some legal problems. And
Calvin Air, the millionaire, they call him. Yeah, I had some issues with Costa Rica. But yeah, it is what it is. It's okay. So Bodog was good. We liked Bodog. But living there for 3 weeks in a hotel, right? Understand? Yeah, they had a huge 5-star hotel for us only, right? Everything's catered, massage, this, that, food, right? Anything you wanted, it was done for you.
Yeah. So again, really a fighter-oriented organization.
Yeah, Bodog was all about fighters too.
Yeah,
right. And they even bought. They brought Fedor come in. I don't think Fedor fought for them, but they came in. A lot of people were there. It was good. Right. I went to I didn't fight in Burma. Burma was good. It's called Myanmar now.
Myanmar.
Myanmar. So now I'm coaching. So now I get to enjoy the countries.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I have to be sober for one day.
You get to enjoy the beer.
Enjoy the beer. Oh, I love beer. Yeah. Beer is just the best. Yeah. I trust no man doesn't drink.
As he points at me and Gajot.
Yeah. There's always one. I always sleep with one eye open. What are these guys doing here? They want to start drinking.
It's probably a good idea to sleep with one eye open.
Yeah. We're out with you guys.
I want to ask, what's your, I know you got bad memory and shit now, but what's your most memorable or favorite fight that you had in your career?
I don't know. I have to think about it, but I have a really bad memory.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about that one. The favorite fights, I don't know. Like so many fights. I'll tell you about street fights there. So I have so many. I have so many fights. People tell me about my fights, which I don't remember. Like, we were there. I'm like, oh, really? Where was I? You were the one who was fighting. I'm like, oh, all right. What did I do? All right. So many fights you forget. But my worst was this had changed me into a man. I fought as 15 years old. I fought this guy named, and I was killing everybody. This is my first loss. It was an adversary. His name was Travis Dorge, right? And Travis Dorge was 28 years old. I was like 15. Or he was 26. It was something like that. Nice guy. He beat the shit out of me. Right?
Nice guy.
Yeah, nice guy. He beat the shit out of me. And I was a kid. I didn't know. I didn't, every move I was doing, he was countering and hitting me. But he, of course, he'd been training more long. I didn't understand it. And I looked at my coach. I said, throw the towel in. I was a bitch. So threw the towel in. I went back to the room and started crying for like an hour. I'm like, I'm a bitch. But then I'm like, went home. Like, you're a bitch. I'm like, yeah, I am. So then I fought him, and 2 months later,
oh wow,
I beat the fucking shit out of him in his hometown in Seattle in front of Maurice Smith, Frank Shamrock. Maurice Smith, a UFC world champion. He was like 4 or 5 time UFC world champion. Beat Mark Coleman, all these guys, right? Yeah, and then all these guys. And see, that's what became who I am now. I realized just people, 2 arms, 2 legs. So the only reason it beat me because I just quit. I was just scared. Yeah. So then I just stopped being scared. I'm like, hey, that's when he beat me. So in those 2 months, I didn't become a better fighter. I didn't learn any new techniques. Mentally, I just didn't give a fuck anymore. And I just destroyed him. Right? And then I fought him again when I was 19. And I'm a man now. I just knocked him on the 2nd round.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, go fuck yourself. So that was a worst memory. Yeah. But it changed me. See, what happens in life, not just fighting, in sports, in business, could be in family life, every man fails at something. And you hit rock bottom. There's 2 things you can do. You hit rock bottom, you launch hard, and you become a better man. Or you just disintegrate into a nobody 9-to-5 guy and just with so many issues and problems. So you just look at like GSP. GSP lost bad to Matt Serra, right? He came back, became a better fighter, stronger. Took his 2 weeks off. So, but like say you took other fighters that lose, they're never the same again. So 2 options. So it can happen not just fighting in business too. You lose all your money, you become nobody, or you regroup, come back stronger. Happens in divorce, right? Your wife leaves you, husband leaves you, same thing, right? You could go down, just stay down, or clean the cobwebs off and launch again. So a loss and a big traumatic situation changes people and makes people who they are. And that's what people say. Every man should get in a fight once in their life. It'll show you who you are. The thought process, the emotions that go through your body, fear, laughter, anger, adrenaline, pressure, you're feeling all emotions at the same time. You understand yourself. And no matter what, even after the fight, all those emotions are with you. Oh man, I thought about, he hit me hard. I almost wanted to quit. I'm a bitch. Oh, hit me hard. I went after him. Okay, I'm actually strong, right? All those things come at you. And that's why people say you fight once, you will never get the same adrenaline rush ever. Even if my buddies have jumped out of planes, everything, it's not the same. Yeah. So that's, So for me, I learned, right? Cleaned everything up, went back, destroyed them. And only thing changed was not caring anymore.
Yeah, the mental aspect of it and how important it is.
Yeah. So that's why even if I lose down a fight, some guy, whatever, I try to kill the guy, whatever, it's no big deal.
Preeti were actually talking about it this morning. The tournament the other day, and we're like, when you lose, you don't really want everybody to come up to you and be like, oh, it's okay, you did good, and then, especially if you did shit. Is that no, you got to own up to your mistakes and kind of like learn from them. You got to like sit there and wallow in, you're like, oh, you went home, you're like, I'm a bitch, I'm a pussy. Yeah. You got to kind of have that to fuel yourself for going forward. You don't want to be like, it was okay.
It wasn't okay. You lost.
Exactly.
You lost. Figure it out. Right? Yeah. And so I tell my fighters too, if you keep winning, right, you will not become the best fighter. Yeah. It's better to lose early in your career and learn from those mistakes and get better and better at it. Mm-hmm. And the people that don't learn to lose early, lose late, they take the loss.
Yeah.
A lot hard. Sorry.
Yeah, they get devastated.
A lot harder. Yeah. Devastated from the loss. Yeah. Right? Even schooling too, if you start failing in the university, you're devastated. So learn to lose first. Yeah. Right? And learn to lose and win afterwards. Yeah. And losing is nothing.
Yeah.
Right? It's nothing. I don't mind losing. So whatever. And people are like, oh, you're gonna lose, like I'm gonna fight again. I'm turning 40. I'm gonna fight again. People are like, what if you lose? I'm like, then I lose. Right? Exactly. If you win, then I win. It doesn't mean nothing. I'm doing it for myself, for my family, my friends. Yeah. Right? And I'm 40 years old, I can still do it. But it's like, losing only affects people that are very insecure, right? And not mentally tough. Yeah. Right? Yeah. We lose at everything. You lose your wife all the time, every day. We still come back. Some of us are bitches, right? They come back, okay, I got to go home by 9 o'clock. Wife's texting me. Someone like me just don't come home for 2 days. Like, whatever. I'll be home, don't worry. Don't worry about it. Right? That's a different mentality. Yeah. Right? Go outside, playing poker. Right? Call the wife. Hey, baby, I'll be home. Like, no, I'm not picking up your phone. Don't worry. I'll be home. Don't worry. That's the difference.
No, I think that's obviously great. Great mentality. A lot of coaches and young athletes, all they expect right now is win. I'm only gonna win. And then the worst part is when coaches kind of shield their athletes and be like, no, if they're gonna lose here, no, we're not gonna put them in. It's like, no, you need to let them get shit kicked. Yeah, and fucking face reality type of thing.
If they don't lose, they'll never become better.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. If you lose, see, this is why I'm a big advocate of wrestlers. I love wrestlers because no matter what in wrestling, you always have a man in front of you trying to take you down. You get there, you're sick, you go to work out, you're getting shit kicked. You say you got drunk the day before, you're getting shit kicked. But it changes you. So unless my kids, all my family friends, I put them wrestling. So if they can't wrestle, I know they're mentally weak. If they could, no, necessarily, because they don't want to get up, they don't want to get beat up on the. Oh, I got lost. I lost in the. You said wrestling, you lose in practice. Got pinned, right? Yeah. And, but if my son or my daughter or somebody comes back next day, let's do it again. I know mentally they're strong. Yeah. Right? It's a very, very good test. So you go doing basketball, guy loses, oh, that's okay. They don't care. But wrestling is a man sport. Yeah. Well, right? I'm not saying man or woman, right? It's
a one-on-one sport. One-on-one. You against somebody else.
And it teaches you how to lose. Yeah. Right? And come back. Let's do it again. I lost again. Damn it. I'll come back in. See, I had a guy in grade 8. He was wrestling. He was wrestling. I forgot his name from Yale. He was wrestling 5 years before me, right? I don't know where he was learning from, right? He beat me. I'm like, dude, one day I'm gonna beat you. And by the time grade 9, I pinned him. Took me 2 years, right? Bam! I'm like, yes, I got you. So that was me. So if he beat me, 4 or 5 times. Every time, like, damn it, there's that idiot. He's like, beat me, but I'm still gonna fight him. Or wrestle him. Then he beat me, he pinned me. Eventually, he started pointing me. Eventually, he started winning by 2 points. And then eventually it got better. right? Because mentally I was strong.
Yeah.
Right, man, yeah. So wrestling is key to everything, in my opinion,
Yeah.
right? Because you're by yourself, and there's a guy in front of you, right? Not a ball.
You're one-on-one. You have to be responsible. You have to own up to what your
what
ability
happened.
is.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And like how you were like, oh, it took you 2 years and you finally beat him.
Yeah.
That's what some people don't understand. Like you need to just when you go into practices, having the mentality that you're gonna get 1%, at least 1% better every single time.
Yeah.
That these are my goals. I'm gonna go 1% better. I'm gonna be 1% better.
Yeah.
By the end of the time, you're gonna be at least like
A lot
better. A lot better at the end.
Yeah, see, my first wrestling coach was CJ, Clearbrook Elementary, Clearbrook. CJ,
Yeah, CJ,
Junior.
yeah.
Remember CJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the worst schools that I was in. So many pregnancies.
In the elementary school?
No, high
it's a
school.
junior. CJ, I corrected. Clearbrook Junior. Yeah. It went up to, remember that?
It was called CTS after.
CTS.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it
we had
was-
practices there. I remember practicing there.
Remember that one? Yeah. That's
So this
one.
is
so
even
many.
before that. This
They
is
shut
when
it
was
down.
Actually, they shut it down
Because of that.
and then they opened it up.
Yeah, so many
afterwards.
drugs, so much. It was chaos. I loved it. I was in my element. People getting beat up every day, right? The girls here, this, that. There's like own little classroom for pregnant girls. I'm like, what the hell is this? Why is all these girls fat? I don't understand.
Prenatal classes in fucking high school.
No, it was a bad school.
Yeah.
Right. It was in a corner. So Mr. Cuthbertson, Mr. C, were the best wrestling coaches. Because see, with him, his story, see, same thing. We didn't have a wrestling team, right? So I started in grade 8. So he was all teach, but he didn't know how to wrestle. Never wrestled a day in his life. Never watched a wrestling match. But that man, after grade 8, within 5 years, just by going to seminars and reading books, we all moved to Rick Hansen Secondary afterwards because that opened up. He had a national championship team within 5 years.
Yeah.
So, and he never knew how to wrestle
Yeah.
within 5 years. But what he knew was how to promote the children and how to, what's the word I'm looking for? Individually, how to bring every individual up.
Yeah.
And that's what I do with my fight team too. Every fighter of mine has a different style.
Yeah.
Everybody's not the same. So you go to some gyms, everybody's the same. So you learn to beat one, you beat them all.
Yeah.
So Mr. Cuthbert and Mr. C, every individual fought differently, and he talked to you individually, one-on-one, right? He would start with a lecture, make you wrestle, finish with a lecture, and you went home good. Yeah. And within 5 years to be the best in Canada, that's quite amazing.
And held multiple championships
After that, Baltimore, he had a lot of
Well, we were on his provincial winning national team or provincial championship team as well.
Yeah.
And he taught you to be fucking mentally tough.
Mentally tough.
Like
yeah.
mentally, he'd run practices which were absolutely ridiculous. And he obviously didn't he knew a little bit about wrestling, but he knew how to fucking train us.
Yeah, and how to build you.
Yeah.
See, any man can train you to do it, right? But can they train a specific person? Can they train everybody? I could have a super athlete, right? I go, yeah, okay. Any coach can get a super athlete, and all of a sudden, he's a champion. Of course, he could be a champion anywhere. But the thing is, trying to get a guy that doesn't know how to fight and make him a champion.
Yeah.
That's the true skills of a coach, and Mr. Cuthbertson had that.
Yeah, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have graduated.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be who I am either.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm lying. I probably would have. But I'm still going to give him props because he's my coach.
Awesome. He's
He's the best coach. Best
coach.
Best,
hands down,
awesome
yeah.
human being.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned that you're gonna fight again. So your last fight was in 2012,
Yeah.
and now you're coming. You're coming. I'm not gonna say retirement because you're a warrior, so you don't. I'm never gonna say you retired.
Don't call it comeback. I'm never coming
Yeah.
back.
But you are gonna be fighting, and it's your 40th birthday.
Yeah, it's her 40th birthday. I retired from fighting several times in my life, but when they just keep bringing me back in. I love it. I retired at 19 for a while. Came back 2 years later. Then after K1, I retired. I'm like, right, because I have other businesses to run. Right, I'm just not a pretty face. I have a lot of other things to do too. So then I started other stuff, and then I started a gym, and then I came back out of retirement, fought in India twice, then went back into retirement, and then I'm sitting there last year, drunk, smashed, right on my mind. It was awesome with my friends. And like and I've done a lot in my life. Trust me, a lot. Like I've probably lived a life of like 8-9 men. I have. Right, we'll talk off air. I've done a lot. Like you name it, I've done it. Besides, can't say that. Never mind. So now, what should I do? I've done so much. Travel, this. I'm like 40th birthday party. On 40th birthday, fuck it. I'm like, I'll fight and have all my friends there. This is my party, right? Who gets renting bottle service? We're gonna have that's like 3,000, 1,000 of my close friends, right? All VIPs, and then 3,000 of secondary people, which I don't know.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's a birthday party.
So the fight is actually on
March 8th.
March 8th. It's Mamba Fight Night at the Abbey Event Center.
Abbotsford Event Center, live TV. We're working on pay-per-view right now.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah, so you go on the Fight Network, or I think the Fight app from Las Vegas. They called me, so we get that. We have stream channels 100%. I have another TV station approached me last week because this will be the biggest fight, but 4,000 people, 3,000 minimum, and we're looking at 4. Because and then they're in Dubai, China, Africa. This TV network, so I'll have a meeting with next week. So if they come in, and I have another meeting. I had another meeting this morning with another Chinese network. So hopefully 4 TV channels and a pay-per-view on a Fight Network app. So that'd be great. And that will be the biggest show in Canada that night.
Awesome. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
so I think even we have 100 tables, and we sold those 100 tables in 5 days.
That's
without
fantastic.
promoting the fight. Just a name recognition, name brand Mamba Fight Night. Just the name Mamba is good enough, because this is what we do. We just say Mamba Fight Night and we get sold out.
And tickets are going to be available for the general pop on Ticketmaster.
Yeah, Ticketmaster in Abbotsford, Ticketmaster.ca, not .com.
Yeah.
Or you can get them at the door. So tickets are, so you know what, with us, we cater to everybody. Our tickets are very cheap. They're for the general stands. They're $40, $55. We were gonna do $75 to $100, but our mentality is everybody should be able to enjoy the show, right? No matter what your financial position is. So our tables are expensive. They're $5,000, $2,400, or $1,200, which are all sold. But then general public, some people have issues, or they're a little bit tight, or they have like 10, 15 people coming as family members. So our tickets about $40. So it's reasonably priced.
That's
And
fantastic.
so everybody can come out, enjoy. And also we will be sponsoring some kids that don't have financially, they're not strong enough. We'll be working with big brothers and big sisters. We'll be giving them about 100 tickets. So a big one and a little one can come together. So we do a lot of things for the community.
We've
right?
been to a few of the shows, and they are very family oriented. So I just want to touch base on that again, because I know even your school, your Mamba Academy, you do a lot of great things for the community, and also for the underprivileged who aren't able to afford it. I know that you subsidize their cost of training, and just so that they have an outlet.
Yes.
Right, and you've been doing that for how many years now? How long has the school been open?
Since I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
See, people just think I just do this just for notoriety or for just promoting my show. But I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. So like we didn't have any money. So I used to just run to the gym, Master Song's gym, and just teach a class that would pay for my $35, whatever it was that time.
Yeah.
So another child would come, but they couldn't have money. So I'd find out, and I'd just extra classes for them. So I would teach like 3-4 classes a day, right, just so other kids could do it. So, but now all these kids are millionaires now, or businesses, and now they just return the favor.
Yeah.
So I've always been doing this. That's just me, who I am as a person, right? And now even at the gym, when I opened this gym up, I was paying my lease was $1,900. Only reason I opened it because there's a lot of kids like Kultar, we want to train, but nobody will train. So my goal is open up a gym, right? If 15, 20 kids come, it's all right. And if I need to subsidize the rent, I'll just do another overtime shift because I work in the prison. And they make like overtime gives me $800-900. I'm like, oh, that's how subsidized it. But the gym just blew up just because of that. But even now, if you have a single mom, right, or you're a little bit tight because some situations, bad financial planning you've done in life, things happen. So we'll train your child for free, but we want something back. We want your child to make sure that his attendance is good at school. We don't really care about the grades because not everybody can learn in a classroom setting. Like I'm a C- student, so we understand that. But you have to have respect at your house. If your parents say that this kid's not listening, you will be barred from the gym, and you have to work. You have to have at least 2 hours, 3 hours a week working at anywhere you work. It doesn't matter. So we're gonna make you not just fighter, make you a proper human being.
That's fantastic.
So that's why we did that, right? And so now our gym is huge. It's so big, but 50% of people don't pay, 50 do. But the fighting, the money from the gym, I don't really care about that, as long as my bills are paid. But it's good for the community. Even a lot of the fighters I have now, if it wasn't for our gym, they wouldn't be at this level. They wouldn't have an outlet, so which is good. And the karma comes back tenfold for everybody else.
Especially with the drug problem that we have in...
The drug, that's another issue we have, the drug problem. The drug problem is bad. like to elaborate on that. The problem with drugs in our community is these days is financially very set, and that the quote that says like the first generation plants this tree, second eats the fruit, and third cuts it down. So we are now in the third generation. So our children haven't really been nurtured properly to understand wealth. So I'll give you a great prime example. Say an educated family, they win $1 million, right? So give their son. The son will buy a Volvo, invest the rest, or buy a house. A third generation immigrant family that hasn't understood the value of wealth, they'll buy a BMW and post it on Instagram, right? And get bottle service.
Yeah.
That's the difference of thinking. So we're at that stage. Now we have the money, but we just don't have the thought process what to do with the money, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
money is corrupting our children because parents just throw money at them because parents think, we didn't have money, we're going to give them money. But no, that's not the right way to train your children. The right way to do it is just teach them, to show them, right, and be with them.
Yeah,
So
I know you spend
that's-
a lot of
that's-
time with your kids.
Yes, I do spend a lot. I enjoy spending a lot of time with my children. But even my gym children, I spend a lot of time with them too, explaining to them. But if like we've had a lot of kids at our gym that have messed up, right? We give one warning, but if you keep messing up, we ask you to leave, right? Otherwise, all it takes is one cancer cell to spread.
Yeah.
Right, so we show them, then we leave. Yeah. So Abbotsford does have a drug problem, but the drug problem can be cured. It just need a lot of attention to your children and a lot of understanding.
Yeah. So it starts with the parents, then it works its way
It
down.
starts with the parents, just teaching them. We have a lot of wealth. Like there's
Yeah.
so Abbotsford is probably like hundreds of families worth $20-15 million, but the children are not the utmost citizens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It is because they've never been showed. Okay, and then they have $1 million, have nice cars, nice trucks, but that doesn't make you who you are.
Yeah.
You can go to Vegas, spend $5,000, but doesn't make you. All they know is Vegas, Vancouver, Abbotsford. They don't know anything else. I throw money at you, and that's quite cheap. If you talk about money all the time, showing you money, yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Right? Like how much money? Okay, dude. Okay, you have money. Good.
Yeah.
job.
So
Yeah, good for you.
They've
Right?
got
What about-
money.
What else do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
Right?
Are you a good person?
Are you a good person? Or are you a good human being? We all have money.
Yeah.
See, the equivalent of money, like there was a study done that the most happy people with a medium income of $76,000 are the most happiest people. Because the reasoning behind that is because they go to work, everything's structured. Okay, now they save out their money. Now they invest in their kids. Oh, we can't go on a trip yet, but we could go on a trip in 6 months. So they start saving money. Everybody works together. So it's what's the word?
it's consistent.
It's consistent, yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's millions of dollars, you trip anywhere you want. You don't respect
Yeah.
it.
You don't value
You
it.
don't value. You don't
You like
value
work
nothing.
towards that goal, and then you get
Yeah.
that sense
Award.
of accomplishment.
Yeah, and everybody works together. It's good.
Yeah.
So having a lot of money, that's why you see these guys like Bill Gates and everybody giving to charity because they understand that money corrupts.
Yeah.
Right?
You
Too
can buy
much
a
money.
lot of nice things, but you can't buy class.
You can't buy class.
Yeah.
Can't buy that
And you've
mental
seen
toughness.
these people. And I've seen so many people. I've traveled at least to 30, 40 countries. All these people with so much money, there's no class. They look down at you if you don't have money. If you're not wearing a Louis, they look down at you. I remember when I was driving my Civic everywhere, and I have money, and I go to Vancouver, the people look down on me. And I'm like, what's weird? It was weird for me. Right? And then, but yeah, so I don't value that. That's why I don't value
Very
value money that much.
materialistic society nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we started, back to the gym. So then we had a gym for the kids. And then our fighters were getting so much better than everybody else. And they were getting fights. So the kids that we can't get fights, I'm like, well, then I'll just start a promotion for you.
And that's where Mamba Fight Night was
That's
born.
where Mamba Fight Night was born because these guys weren't getting fights. The other promoters were doing it for the money and we're doing it for the love. And so I'm like, okay, and not just my students, but the other gym students as well. So we started one fight night a year, and that blew up, and now we're like at 4,000 people.
So how many fight nights do you do a year now?
I do one fight night a year,
Yeah.
but I have to do two now because a lot of people having issues with other promotions. They're not getting fights, or the other promotions are getting them stuck in contracts. They're not giving them fights because they were trying to make it a monopoly. And now with our promotions, we want no contract from you. We are nothing. You want to fight? Come fight. Don't want to fight? It's up to you.
Sign up and fight like a wrestling tournament.
Yeah, sign up and
Yeah.
fight.
Come-
No contract, no nothing. You don't want to fight for us? That's okay. You want to
Yeah.
fight? No problem.
Yeah.
So now like 4,000 people. It's not 4,000 people is not easy to say. when the average show here in British Columbia is 700 to 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and we sell 1,000 people tickets in one day.
Yeah.
Right, the last fight night we had October, in 24 hours we sold the whole show out.
It's funny you mentioned that contract thing because if you talk to a lot of fighters who have quote unquote made it, and, gone to the UFC and stuff, a lot of them have issues with their old management because when they were super young, they signed these contracts blind and not knowing that they're going to be paying those that management X amount of percentage of their purse until they're basically their whole careers.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of guys at the time, just because it's like, oh, I'm getting this guy's signing me, quote unquote signing me, I just need to sign it. So now I'm signed, right? And gave away like a good chunk of their livelihood.
What's the guy's name? Mike Tyson's coach. Manager, the bad guy.
Don King.
Don King was notorious for that. Yeah. Even I was listening to Sugar Ray Leonard. He said the same thing. His buddies went and they went Don King. Don King tried to sign him for lifetime of $5,000 to $100,000. Right? They didn't sign
Probably
it.
like a percentage or something.
Yeah, it was something. It was like nothing.
Yeah.
It was garbage to even sign it. Right? That's happened to Mike Tyson too.
Yeah.
I think he was getting like $18 a towel. Every time Mike Tyson used one towel, it was $18, and he made Mike Tyson use like 20 towels a day, right? And he won every time. He was just raping Mike Tyson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you got to be very, very careful. There's a lot of sharks. There's a lot of narcissistic, sociopath people in these sports and promoters and stuff, right? It's hard to find genuine people.
Yeah.
Right. That's what we like K1. They had really good. K1 cared.
Yeah.
Right. They cared about the fire. That's why they lasted so long.
Yeah.
Right. And then they had some issues with some problems, so had to go bankrupt. But yeah, it was good.
So you not only coach now, but you also manage athletes as well?
Well, I do plenty of things. I of course I fight. That's one, and I coach. That's two. I promote. That's three. I manage. That's four. So I do everything.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm luckily been blessed with the ability to do everything and not just a one-track mind. Right? So it's good. And plus I work, plus the kids, plus this. I could do it. I could become anything I want.
Yeah, this guy.
I can mold.
This guy can multitask better than anybody I've ever seen. The amount he accomplishes in one day, I think most people don't accomplish in a week.
No. The thing is, but and I do it like even the gym kids. They all call me middle of the night. They need help. I help them. I have my own children. Right, plus my work, which is 40 hours a week, plus the gym, which is at least 20, plus my personal lessons, plus a promotion, which is huge, and then signing contracts for fighters, taking them, flying out with them, right, plus training them, and plus my property development, which is picking up really well right now. So yeah, it's good.
That's good.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, men like me need to be busy. Due to the fact, there's a very good quote from the Stolo Nation Indians. It's like, if a warrior has nothing to fight for, he will turn on himself. A warrior is just not a fighter. A warrior could be a businessman, and just that personality, right? And if I don't stay busy, if I don't have goals, or if I don't have something to do or look forward to, I'll just sit and drink at home and watch Jerry Springer. And men like me die really fast because we burn our wicks on both sides. The way to stop that is the motivation to live. When the motivation to live is done, you start, as you see, older men, people retire, they're dead. Or a wife dies, husband dies, they're dead. Right? The motivation is done. Right? The will to live is called.
Yeah.
Right? So my will to live is huge because I have so many people to take care of, so many things to do. So it's up to God how long He wants to keep me here, but I do burn the wicks on both ends and sometimes in the middle.
We're just waiting for that candle to finish. Hopefully that candle never burns out.
Give me 22 years is good enough. Right? That gives me about 63, 65. That's not bad.
No, I think he had some great quotes. The warrior being bored. I think that's a lot of people that just be sitting there bored. That's probably like some of the thing for the little kids too, who like get into stupid shit and stuff. They're just sitting there bored.
Yeah.
They have that money. They have nothing. They don't have those goals. They don't have nothing to do.
They haven't taught those goals. They haven't understood. See, that's why even if some people come to our academy, gyms to fight. I don't recommend anybody come to me. I don't recommend nothing. But I do recommend for parents and the kid, just put them in any sport.
Yeah.
Right? He'll be fighting, boxing, basketball. Just keep them. They'll learn to win. They'll learn to lose. They'll learn to be an individual. They'll learn how to be a part of a team. And they'll give them an outlet. And even after they become something in life, right? They still have that football outlet, but wrestling outlet, right? They want de-stress. They could be a bike. They could be a runner. It's very, very good for them. Very, very good. It makes a whole person, right?
Yeah, we talked about that in the past on how important sport is in a person's life
Sport
and
is
how
great.
it molds you.
Yeah, even now, before, like, a lot of friends are doctors here in UBC. Before, it was like marks. Now, they're leaning away from that because understanding it doesn't work. Now, they're more like, okay, marks are good, but what else you do? Where do you volunteer? What kind of passions do you have? Because they want a well-rounded person, not just a guy. There's a bookworm who can regurgitate information off a book and relay it back. Because those type of people don't really succeed. They're just going off other people's work. But if you are multitasking, like I have a Dr. Gosel, a very lovely doctor.
Best doctor.
Best doctor. Dr. Gosel, best. But he can mold each. He's a GP. Plus, he's a naturopath. Plus, he's always researching. So he can cure you a lot easier than just a very book-smarted guy gets 99.9% in books, right? And whatever information he learned, the photographic memory, he just gives it to you.
Yeah.
Right? But he's not learning anything else. Like a Dr. Gosel, he's always learning, always doing things.
Yeah, he
So
doesn't.
sports are best.
He doesn't push, the typical. Here's a prescription, all that kind of stuff. If you go and see him, and because he understands sports so well, if you have a sport injury or whatever, I remember he had a neck issue because he was my doctor. He had a neck issue, and he was telling me, he's like, they wanted to do surgery on me, and I said, you know what? No, I don't want to do surgery. And he's like, I sat and meditated on my neck for like 9 months or whatever, and he goes, it healed itself. He's really believes in Eastern medicine as well, so he's certified in that as well. He's always looking at alternatives, not just the prescription.
He's always
stuff.
stem cell research.
Awesome
everything.
doctor.
Awesome doctor. So yeah, I've like 3-4 surgeries too, but I had to get mine. I have a plate in my neck. I have 3 surgeries in my knee, 3 hernias in my back, right? But Dr. Gosel really helps out a lot with everything.
Your new nickname is going to be Kultar Cyborg Gill.
You remember the $6 million man back in the day? Yeah. I'm the $8,500 man. 'Cause that's how much I paid for my neck.
Yeah, you end up getting your discs fused.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because I was in the finals of the K1 tournament, and I was a rematch with Carl Uno, and I was primed up. I was running because in my career I didn't train full time. I worked always in the prison, and plus I trained, right? Plus a family.
Yeah.
So this time my daughter was born, so I took a parental leave for 9 months. So I was ready. So first time to camp, but then my neck, I lost complete power in my left arm. Yeah, so I went to the doctor's, like 2.5 year wait. I'm like, that's too long. So there's a Fraser View Health. No, what's
Falls
that?
Creek.
Falls Creek.
Yeah.
So I went down there. Like, yep, next week $8,500. I'm like, here's cash. So 4 days later, I was getting my throat cut.
Oh, is that they went in through the front?
They went to the front.
Yeah.
They fused my C6 and C7.
Yeah.
Which is no issues, no problems. It was done by one of the best doctors, Dr. Chan. All right, has no personality. Right. Sometimes you want to smash his face in, but he's good with a knife. So, right, nice guy. So then 3 months later, I was supposed to wait a year. I fought Kawajiri in 3 months because mentally I'm not that smart. Like when I fight, I'm like, yep.
From neck, getting your disc fused to fighting 3 months later.
3 months
Wow.
later. I fought
How long did they suggest?
at least a year. A year at least.
Oh shit!
But who has a year? You don't have time for that. So he fought it. It was like, no problem. So just a little bit click, good. All right. Yeah, I take my chiropractor with me. I had my surgery on my knee, which almost died. Because the further, so I don't know where our listeners are from, but in BC, the further you go from Vancouver, the dumber the doctors get.
That's a good way to do it.
No, it's true. I don't lie.
That is true.
That's true. I don't lie. I can't lie because I have no memory. Because if I lie to you, you will start hating me. Yeah. Because when I used to try to pick up girls when I was in high school, my name was Paul, and then I had a business card that had Kultar on it. And never got girls. Liar. So I stopped lying. So then I picked up tons.
So what happened with your knee?
Well, I had a Baker's cyst on my knee. And then I should take out with my awesome doctor, Dr. Navi Bardesha, White Rock, one of the best naturopaths around. He used to take 10 cc's of fluid out of my left knee once a week.
10 cc's. Wow.
Yeah, it's good. There's a lot of steroids. But 10 cc's of fluid out of my knee. And after after a year, I got sick and tired of going see him. Like, I love him. I don't want to see him that much. Right? But it's like almost seeing my wife all the time. But then I ended up I'm going to surgery in Chilliwack. And after surgery, I woke up, my knee hurt. I'm like, it hurts. And there's a very dumb nurse. He was white, and he was a male, so I don't trust him. I trust the female nurses more. He goes, it's just because of surgery. And 8 hours later, I was back in the hospital. My whole stitches, everything exploded. Right, came out. I had to phone the hospital. 911. 911 thought I was having a heart attack. But what his doctor did, he forgot to cauterize all the veins afterwards. So I started bleeding inside. So I almost lost my leg.
So you had internal bleeding.
Internal bleeding. So I have a huge thing. So then I stayed in the hospital. So I stayed in the hospital for about 7 days then. Right, couldn't move, and my leg was black because of 8 hours of inner bleeding. Right.
Yeah.
And then so I survived that, which is good because I'm a survivor. And then after that, I had a big hole in my leg. So the hole stayed for 6 months because I had to grow back.
Yeah.
So I had to get that changed, the bandages all the time. Then I had to go see Dr. Brown, and then Dr. Brown had to take a skin graft from my left thigh and patch it up. And then so that was bad. It was okay.
Hey, you've been through a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've been a lot, but it doesn't matter because I move forward.
What's the worst injury that you've had?
I've diffused my damn neck, man.
The neck, eh?
No, I have a lot of injuries. I think I've broken everything in my body. I broke my hand in a street fight. It's a lovely story, I'll tell you. So when I was younger, I used to run about 10 to 12 kilometers, right, all the way from Town Line to Ware Street. So I think 10 to 12 kilometers.
Yeah.
I ran there, trained, and then run back. And this I was 16 years old, and a few of my friends, when I was running, they were getting in a fight with some other guys. Like, Kultar. I'm like, hey, so who's calling my name? Oh, look left, there's my buddies. So I walk up there, and I'm like, what's up? Because these guys are trying to fight him. Because my buddies were fresh from India, and I don't like bullies. I've always bullied the bully. If I saw you a bully, I'll bully you. Right? So I don't like people picking on other people. So I'm like, what's up, guys? He goes, we're going to beat these Hindus up. I'm like, leave these guys alone. They're fresh from India. Leave them alone. Like, no. I'm like, all right, then I'll fight all three of you. So like, you really want to fight? But they didn't have interest. They didn't know who I was. So I beat the shit out of all three guys. I broke my hand. This one right here. Okay. Broke my hand, ran home. But I was fighting for Canadian title in 2 weeks afterwards. Oh, wow. But me, the nutcase, not going to tell nobody. Right?
Hands broken.
Hands broken. So I'm still going to fight. So I got to figure this out. So the gym, I just walked around, ran, didn't punch. So day of the fight, they're taping my hand. I'm like, it hurts. Yeah. Like, what happened? I told them I broke my hand. Like, now what? I'm like, no, nothing. We're going to fight. It's too late now. Right? So I went in there. I kicked the guy like 70, 80 times. Right? 70, 80 times. 15, 16, something. I forgot the age. And I knocked the guy out. Like, he couldn't walk out. So I couldn't get off the chair. Yeah. So he came out. He was drinking that time, and I didn't drink. I thought anybody drink was evil. He goes, oh, man, you kick so much. Man, I wonder how your hands feel like. I'm like, I could have hit you, bro. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, look at this. I'm like, damn it. I wish I knew. I'm like, yeah, I didn't tell you. That's why I just beat the shit out of your legs. And I became Canadian champion.
That's awesome.
That's wicked.
Yeah. I have lots of stories.
I remember I was at Kultar's gym one day, and he's like, teaching us a combo, and he's like, okay, I want you guys to do this. So, left, right, 1, 2, and then a kick to the leg, and he's demonstrating it. He doesn't realize that he has no feeling in his legs because all his nerve endings are probably dead from kicking the shit out of things, and he doesn't realize how hard he's kicking. And he did the combo on me, demonstrated on me, and kicked me in my thigh, and I swear I couldn't walk for like 3 days afterwards. And that wasn't even like him kicking me. That was just like, hey guys, I'm demonstrating this so you guys can practice this. But I can see why they used to call you chopsticks, Gill, and
naturally, I'm built to fight because my body structure, I have long legs, long arms, and a short torso. Yeah. Right? So I get away with a lot of things other people can't get away with. Right? It sucks for shooting. Right? Yeah. But it's good for fighting. Very, very good. Mm-hmm. Small torso, so you can't really hit the body as much. Right? And long legs for reach. Like Joan Jones built. I'm built like that. Anderson Silva, like long legs, short torso. Yeah. That helps a lot in fighting.
Who's your favorite fighter right now?
My favorite, all my favorites. But I like Joan Jones because he's fucking nuts, uncontrollable.
The wild man.
Yeah, wild man. You can't control that man. I love it. Right, and I want to watch him. He is one of the best. I liked watching Crow Cup and Fedor both fight. That was the first Pride fight I watched, which was very, very good. And they're all great fighters, right? Great. Long as you have a personality and you sell, we love you.
Yeah.
But if even Conor McGregor, he's not the best fighter, but he sells. Love it.
Yeah.
Right? Talk shit. End of the day, we just want to be entertained.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Right? Like, the average fan, like, which is, right? The average guy that knows, no, so the average guys with 99.9% of the people that don't understand it. Right? So you're entertaining, you can fight half decent, and you can sell yourself, people love you. But you have guys like, say, DC, no disrespect, great athlete, but you can't sell him. You can't sell him. Right? But there's no real personality there. Right? Or you have like the GSP could sell him, right? Even Aldo, you couldn't sell Aldo, and Aldo was a beast. The beast. It's a great. I love Aldo. It's great.
I think that's
but
one
you just can't sell him. You just can't sell him. That's the issue, right? So with me, like I like them all. I just like the crazies, like talk the talk.
Yeah.
They don't mean it. They're just selling themselves. Like in real person, I sat with these guys. They're normal people. Right, hanging out, they're just selling themselves, so it's good.
Yeah, they know they have a short lifespan in that business. You gotta make your own destiny, basically.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta talk. You gotta have everything, right? And you gotta sell the seats out. And the average guy wants to watch just entertainment, right? And that's why I see Aldo. I love Aldo. I personally watched every one of Aldo's fights, but the average guy doesn't like Aldo because nothing there.
Yeah, Demetrius Johnson, that was one of his things as well.
Same thing, dude. He's awesome. He was pound.
Probably one of the best fighters ever.
And everything.
Ever.
Undefeated, crazy submissions, crazy everything.
Yeah.
He just can't sell.
And he couldn't sell.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
That's the DC has the same issue. Aldo has the same issue. Right? Even in UFC has a champ that nobody can sell. They're trying to make him lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but it's part of the sport. It's just as opinions, right? You have to be marketable, no matter what.
Yeah.
Marketable to the masses.
Yeah.
You have to market to the masses,
Not just to the fans.
Yeah,
not to the hardcore
not
fans.
the individual person, right?
Yeah.
To the mass market, you have to be marketable.
Well, I think we should wrap this up. So every episode we like to end with a thought of the day, just to leave our listeners with something to take away. Since you're our guest, what do you think is something positive that you can say to the listeners?
Yeah, stay in school, kids.
Work on that mental toughness.
Yeah.
Stay in school, March 8th, Mamba Fight Night. Just be good, just chill, live your life, because it's only short life left.
And just give out some of your social media handles if somebody wants
social
to follow
media, you could go Kultar, KULTAR _ Mamba. That's my Instagram, and Facebook, Kultar Mamba Gill. I won't add you on it because I'm over 5,000 followers, so I can't do that. But Instagram, Kultar _ Mamba.
And then your fight school as well?
Fight school is Mamba MMA in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And our fight nights, which will be bigger now, it's Mamba Fight Night. Next one is March 8th at the Abbotsford Event Center. Try coming.
And Kultar's fighting. It's his 40th birthday, so it's going to be pretty fantastic. That's a good gift for yourself. A nice knockout.
Bring hopefully I don't get knocked out. Well, whatever. It's a fight. But yeah, somebody bringing me beer is good enough. Fuck the cake.
So everybody come out, show your support. Love to see you guys there. We love what Kultar is doing for the community. We need more people like him in our community and, looking out for the youth. So it's fantastic. Thank you for coming out, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right, everybody. Thanks
Hopefully
for joining
I did
us.
something wrong, but I don't really care.
Again, hit us up on our social media, ltbcast at gmail.com, ltbcast on Instagram, and everything else. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Wait till I'm naked. I'm drunk. I'll make you laugh.